They told you to be gentle with yourself, to take it easy, to slow down when things got hard. And maybe for a time that sounded like wisdom. But now look where that softness has led you. Look in the mirror, not at your face, but behind your eyes, at the fire that's barely flickering, at the dreams you once carried like torches, now smoldering in the ash of delay, excuse, and comfort. You don't need another break. You don't need more time to figure things out. You need to wake up. You've been coddling yourself. You've been whispering lullabies to your ambition and tucking your potential into bed, hoping success will still knock on your door in the morning. But success doesn't visit the ones who sleep through their purpose. It finds the ones who burn for it, who battle for it, who demand it. Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Comfort is the slowest poison. It's silent, it's sweet, and it kills dreams more efficiently than failure ever could. Greatness is not born in comfort. It is beaten into existence, forged in the furnace of self-mastery, built on the ruins of who you used to be. And if you want it, truly want it, you have to stop being soft with yourself. You have to declare war on your weakness. Think of the names etched into the stones of history. Carnegie, Edison, Lincoln, Disney, Truth, Nightingale, Jobs. They didn't get there by being easy on themselves. They didn't whisper sweet affirmations while ignoring their flaws. They confronted their demons. They told the truth no matter how much it hurt. And they demanded more effort, more courage, more grit. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before the light bulb. That's not an exaggeration. That's a record of his refusal to accept anything less than victory. His persistence was brutal, unforgiving, non-negotiable. But that's the price of illumination. You want to shine? Then stop tiptoeing through life. Step hard. Speak loud. Work like someone is coming to take it all from you, because they are. Life doesn't owe you anything. It rewards those who take it. So let me ask you, how many times have you let yourself off the hook? How many mornings did you hit snooze, not just on your alarm, but on your potential? How many hours did you give to scrolling, wandering, distracting yourself from the life you said you wanted? Stop. You don't need another pep talk. You need a mirror. And you need to face what you've been avoiding, your lack of standards, because that's what this is. Not bad luck, not burnout, not figuring it out. It's low standards. You've been settling, shrinking, playing small while convincing yourself that life will somehow make room for your greatness anyway. It won't. You must carve that space out with your own bare hands. You must demand more, not from the world, but from yourself. Raise your standards so high that your former self couldn't reach them on a ladder, then climb higher. You think you're waiting for motivation, but you're wrong. Motivation is waiting for you. It's waiting to see if you're serious, if you're disciplined, if you're done negotiating with your own excuses. This is the law. If you don't set the standard, life will. And life doesn't play fair. It will test you. It will challenge you. It will hand you chaos and call it Tuesday. And if you're soft, you'll break. But if you're forged in discipline, you'll rise. Discipline is not punishment. It is liberation. It is the highest form of love, the love that says, I won't let you rot in comfort. It's the voice that drags you out of bed when your bones ache. The whisper that says, one more rep when your muscles scream. The steel spine that keeps you standing when everything else begs you to sit. Without it, you're just potential. With it, you're power. And let's be clear, discipline is not about perfection. It's about direction. It's about showing up every day, even when the path is covered in fog and all you can see is the next small step. Because that's where greatness lives. Not in the big moments, but in the quiet ones. In the grind, in the repetition, in the days when no one is watching and you still refuse to quit. You think the winners are born different? They're not. They just kept going. They stopped coddling themselves. They replaced comfort with conviction. They became obsessed with progress. That's what you need now, obsession, not balance, not harmony. Obsession with your own growth, with becoming someone your younger self wouldn't recognize and your future self wouldn't dare disappoint. And when the world tells you to slow down, speed up. When it tells you to take it easy, take it personal. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you were not built for mediocrity. You were built to RISE. But not everyone rises. Some sitting, some wait, some fold at the first sign of discomfort. And if that's you, if you fold, then you've already lost. But if you fight, if you push, if you demand more when everyone else demands less, then you start to change the game. You stop chasing dreams and start building them. And the world takes notice. No more soft starts. No more giving yourself an out. From now on, every excuse gets slaughtered at the door. You don't get to hit pause on your greatness. Not anymore. Because here's the truth that will sting until it saves you. No one's coming to do it for you. Not your friends, not your family, not the government, not the universe. The cavalry you've been waiting for, it's you. It always has been. The sooner you understand that, the sooner you become dangerous. You have to stop expecting transformation without cost. Everyone wants the result. Few are willing to pay the price. And the price isn't always money. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's tears. Sometimes it's facing your own weaknesses in the cold light of day and saying, I will not let this be my story. You want peace? Earn it through growth. You want wealth? Earn it through value. You want respect? Earn it through consistency. You want confidence? Earn it through keeping the promises you made to yourself when no one's watching. Because that's what confidence really is, the byproduct of self-respect. And self-respect is built when you stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, I'll start on Monday. Stop saying, I'll do it when I'm ready. You're never going to feel ready. There is no magical wave of courage that sweeps you out of bed. Readiness is a myth. The great ones didn't wait to feel ready. They moved while they were afraid. They acted through uncertainty. They walked through storms because they believed what was on the other side was worth bleeding for. That's what separates them from the average. The average want permission. The great ones give themselves orders, and you have that same power. But it starts with deciding that your dreams are not negotiable, that your standards are non-refundable, that your life will not be written by fear or fatigue or the false comfort of excuses. Let others stay soft. Let them find safety in mediocrity. But you're done with that. You're building something that doesn't collapse under pressure. You're developing character that bends but never breaks. And that means becoming relentless. Relentless people don't dabble. They dominate. They don't ask for the path. They carve it. They don't check the weather before they move. They become the storm. It's time you started living like someone with something to prove, not to the world, but to yourself. That you can show up when it's hard, that you can persist when you're tired, that you can rise again after you've fallen. That's where power is built, in the decision to keep going when quitting would be easier. Every great person you admire, from Lincoln to Mandela to Da Vinci, had one thing in common. They didn't negotiate with their weakness. They didn't soothe it. They didn't medicate it with comfort. They turned it into their greatest weapon. They took the broken pieces of who they were and built a foundation strong enough to carry who they had to become. Do that. Be that. Turn every scar into steel. Turn every doubt into fuel. Turn every moment you feel like quitting into a moment that defines you. Let the world underestimate you. Let them laugh. Let them sleep. But you wake up. You sharpen your discipline. You harden your mind. You stretch your potential until it screams, because that is what it takes to rise. You think greatness is supposed to feel easy? Number, it's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to tear your ego apart. It's supposed to burn away the parts of you that are too weak to carry the weight of your destiny. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Prepared for the life that matches your true capacity. Prepared for the version of you that doesn't blink when life punches first. Prepared for the level of power that only arrives when you've passed every test the world throws at your ambition. So lean into the test. Bleed now so you don't bleed later. Sweat now so you don't suffer later. Build the calluses now, because life will scrape against you whether you're ready or not. But if you're ready, you don't just survive, you conquer. This is your turning point. No one will announce it. No music will swell. But deep inside, you will know this is the moment you stop playing nice with your potential. This is where the victim dies and the warrior wakes up. The war isn't outside you. It never was. The battlefield is your own mind. And every day the softness tries to rise. Every day weakness whispers. But now you've got the answer. You silence it with action, with grit, with movement, with fire. It starts the moment your feet hit the floor. That second, when your alarm goes off and your body screams for comfort, that's the battle. That's where destiny is decided. Not in the spotlight, not on the stage, not at the finish line, but right there, in that quiet moment of choice. Do you rise or do you retreat? Most people retreat. They hit snooze on their greatness and wonder why they feel so lost. They wait for energy to appear instead of creating it through motion. And every time they fold to weakness, they teach themselves that it's okay to quit on the little things. But here's the brutal truth. The little things become your life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You skip the workout, you're practicing quitting. You tell yourself tomorrow, you're rehearsing delay, you shrink when it's hard, you're making mediocrity your default, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can decide right now that your habits are no longer negotiable, that your word to yourself is sacred, that the voice in your head that begs for ease doesn't get a vote anymore. You think greatness is some divine spark? It's not. It's the result of boring, painful, repetitive consistency, the kind no one applauds, the kind that feels invisible. But that's where real power lives. Ask anyone who's built something meaningful, a business, a body, a legacy, and they'll tell you. The magic didn't happen on the exciting days. It happened in the grind, in the mud, in the rain, when no one else showed up, but they did. That's what separates the elite. They don't need a reason to act. Their identity is the reason. They don't ask, what do I feel like doing today? They ask, what must be done to become who I said I would be? You have that power too. But it starts with ending the lies. Stop saying I can't. You mean I won't. Stop saying I don't know how. You mean I haven't tried. Stop saying I'm stuck. You mean I've stopped moving. Every excuse is a cage, and the key has always been in your hands. Break out. The world is starving for people with standards, for people who demand more of themselves and then deliver. You want to lead? Then lead yourself first. Lead your mind through the fog. Lead your body through the resistance. Lead your spirit through the fire. You don't rise by accident. You rise through discipline. Discipline is the ability to remember what you want when the feelings fade. It's the steel backbone that says, I don't care how I feel, I care who I'm becoming. You will not always be motivated, that's a given, but you must always be committed. The old you, the one who waited, delayed, avoided, they don't get to run the show anymore. That version of you was built for comfort. This version is built for conquest. So move like it, speak like it, act like it. Refuse to apologize for your ambition. Refuse to hide your hunger. Let others play safe, you play real. This life is not a dress rehearsal, and there are no retakes, no rewinds. You don't get to download extra time when the clock runs out. Every hour matters, every minute counts, and every day you spend coddling, your weakness is a day you never get back. So demand more energy, and then go earn it. Demand more clarity, and then carve it out with effort. Demand more respect, and then show the world why you deserve it. The people you admire didn't get there by wishing or waiting. They got there by showing up when it was hard. They became legends because they refused to stop. They didn't wait for the perfect plan. They moved with what they had and adjusted on the way. That's what you must do now. Forget waiting, forget permission, forget perfection. You start with the next breath, the next choice, the next hour. You build your empire one uncompromising decision at a time. And yes, it will hurt. Growth always does. But you must stop confusing pain with punishment. The pain of effort is not cruelty. It is the doorway to power. Feel it, embrace it, let it make you stronger, let it make you real. Because the alternative, staying soft, That's the real pain. That's the soul rust, the quiet corrosion of your potential. That's the kind of pain that follows you to bed at night and wakes you up with regret. And you've felt enough of that. So now you choose a different kind of pain, the pain of growth, the pain of stretching into the next level, the pain of becoming someone who demands more and delivers more. No one else will do this for you. This is your fight. And now it's time to win it. Stop romanticizing struggle without action. It's not enough to say you want change. You have to move like someone who refuses to remain the same. And that means giving up the lies that have kept you small. I don't have time. Yes, you do. You just spend it on things that don't demand more from you. I'm too tired? No, you're too unaligned. Passion creates energy. Discipline multiplies it. I don't know where to start. Start with the next right thing and then do it like it matters. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about self-respect. It's about the quiet war between who you are and who you could be. And most people, they surrender without even realizing it. They say, I'm just being realistic, when what they really mean is, I've lowered the bar so far I can trip over it. You're not here for realism, you're here for rebirth. The version of you that lives in your potential is not a fantasy, it's a decision, a demand, a line in the sand that says, I will not die the same way I was born, full of light and fire, but too afraid to burn. You were born to burn, to ignite rooms with your presence, to shock the world with your discipline, to demand more, not as a request, but as a lifestyle. And make no mistake, this will cost you. It will cost you old habits. It will cost you late nights of numbing comfort. It will cost you people who preferred you small. But what you gain is everything. You gain your life back. You gain your edge. You gain the ability to look yourself in the mirror and not see potential, but proof. Proof that you didn't quit. Proof that you got back up. Proof that you became someone worthy of the dreams you once only whispered about in the dark. This is the kind of power they don't teach you in school. It's not printed on degrees. It's not posted on your timeline. It's the kind of power built in solitude, in silence, in the invisible trenches where warriors are made. You don't rise in front of the crowd. You rise when no one's watching, when the only applause is your own heartbeat thundering in your chest, when the only validation is your own reflection, harder, sharper, more unrecognizable each day. You want to become unbreakable? Then stop making excuses for your softness. Train when you don't want to. Study when it's inconvenient. Execute when you're afraid. Keep your word, especially to yourself, because that's how champions are built, not by grand gestures, but by microscopic integrity. By doing the thing you said you would do, long after the mood you said it in has vanished. This is not about being better than others. It's about being better than your old self. Every single day, even 1% better compounds into a life that looks nothing like the one you're living now. But it starts with brutal honesty. Are you coasting? Are you hiding? Are you playing to win or playing not to lose? One of them builds momentum and the other builds regret. You know which one you've chosen before, so choose again, choose differently, choose to go all in, burn the backup plan, delete the exit strategy, make your goal a non-negotiable. Make your habits non-optional. Make your identity match your mission. Because the ones who change the world, the ones who bend history, they don't ask for balance. They ask what's required, and then they deliver more. They give their craft their lungs. They give their dreams their sweat. They give their goals a version of themselves so disciplined, so obsessed, so on fire, that mediocrity chokes in their presence. You have that fire, but fire needs fuel. Feed it with your pain, feed it with your frustration, feed it with the lies you refuse to tell yourself anymore. Let your past become your power. Let your scars become scripture. Let every ounce of your softness become kindling. Because today, you stop being soft. Today, you stop coddling your comfort. Today, you demand more. Not just because you want more, but because you are finally ready to become more. There will come a day, and maybe it's not far off, Nance, when the version of you who refused to give up, the version who stayed late, got up early, pushed when no one clapped, spoke truth when it wasn't popular, trained when it hurt, chose greatness over ease, That version will stand on the summit of everything you once thought was impossible. And in that moment, when the world finally sees what you built, what you became, you'll realize something that will echo in every breath you take after. It was never the outcome that made you powerful. It was the process. It was the moments you wanted to stop but didn't. It was the nights you cried but still rose before the sun. It was the discipline to demand more when everyone else demanded less. That is your crown. That is your victory. And no one can take that from you. Because it's not on paper. It's not in the trophies or the applause or the numbers on a screen. It's inside your DNA now. Hardwired. You became the person who could do hard things, and that is the only win that matters. So let the others coast. Let them scroll. Let them wait for someday. Let them keep soothing their guilt with distractions, and pretending softness is a form of self-care. But you are done being soft, and you are done being ruled by mood, by impulse, by the illusion of time. You are done giving your power away to weakness dressed in comfort. You now understand. Greatness is not born from ease. It is born when you look life in the eye and say, "You will not break me." It is born when you build discipline like a fortress. When you speak to your excuses with steel in your voice. When you walk through your storms without flinching. Instilled, you rise every single time. This is not a speech. This is your new standard. And so write it on your mirror. Etch it into your habits. Speak it every morning until the words become you. I do not coddle myself. I do not lower my standards. I do not run from discomfort. I hunt it. I do not shrink to fit the day. I rise to meet it. I demand more because I was born for more. Now go prove it. Not with words, not with dreams, not with posts or plans or empty promises. Prove it with action. Prove it with consistency. Prove it with the life you live, one choice at a time, because your potential is watching, and it's getting tired of waiting. So wake up, lock in, show up. The world does not need another voice begging for validation. It needs a storm. It needs a fire. It needs someone who walks into the day like it belongs to them. That someone is you. No more softness. No more snooze buttons. No more hiding behind fear, pretending it's logic. You are the warrior now, and warriors don't coddle. Warriors command. Now go, demand more, and never look back.